Yes, we are back. Sorry I couldn't do it yesterday or last night because I was asleep, tired even. Oh well, since my car's got to get fixed, I couldn't go to work today. Might as well do a live stream, right? What's up? What's up? I don't know. Technical difficulties. How you doing? You know, I'll tell you one thing. We're back again in this frame again. Shit. I feel like I'm the only real American. Bitch, get your mind right. Let me talk to him. Word on the street. Falk is about his. Bitch, get your mind right. Let me talk to him. Bitch, get your mind right. Let me talk to him. Oh, what's up, Alice? Finally made it, huh? See, this is one of those things where we're gonna talk about some crime. So those of you who are new to my channel, this is a grown folks channel, so better not bring your kids. Normally I'm on my computer. Did you like the books I sent you? Did you check them out? At least do a review on them. I'm gonna tell you one thing about it. Who you talking to? There's a few things that you normally I would bring up on the channel, but I'm cooking, so um oh trust me, you're gonna love that first book. You're gonna love the first book, trust me. There's a few things on my channel that I'm gonna might as well make you a mod. There's a few things on my channel that I'm gonna might as well make you a I'll make you a mod. There you go. There's some there are some things that we're gonna talk about that are gonna be slightly controversial. But we grown folks, so we could take an intellectual conversation, right? Right. Um, being born and raised in Baltimore, and we're the national news sector so far when it comes to crime and response to such. I think this is very important to people, especially from my background of being a police officer for nearly 2 decades in Baltimore City. I think maybe, just maybe, I might have the expertise to know just what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, that smells so good. Smells so good with the chicken. Ah, yeah, get the hell up. So, There's a few articles I'm gonna play from a couple content creators, and I'm gonna give some commentary to it. Give a little bit of background for those new. Hold on. Whole damn time I didn't buy whole damn time cooking I didn't even have to get the goddamn fan on. But as soon as the motherfucker start to live stream, that's when shit starts. But we're gonna get some articles, look at, see what the hell these articles are talking about. And basically, we're gonna find out if some of these people are full of shit or not. Which some are, but I'll let you be the judge of who's full of shit. Why am I buying Nikes? Charles, are you buying Nikes? What the hell are you talking about? The hell does that mean? Don't be on the weird shit, man. I'm like, don't be on any weird shit. I'm not the mood to be on weird shit today. Hold on. I'm back. I actually did turn the plane down. As soon as I took the top off, that's when the fucking thing goes off. Ain't that about a bitch? But hey, it happens. I'm gonna let you guys hear this interview from approval ratings from AJ and his thoughts about 790 violent crimes in 17 days in Baltimore.
Maryland, everything that you said while campaigning means nothing. The average public policing National Guard to all these Democrat-led cities, especially place I grew up in, Baltimore. People leave Baltimore City and don't want to come into Baltimore City because of the quality of life. Black Lives Matter and all that. That's right. Where is they at? Hey, welcome back, everybody. So the crime fatigue in Maryland has gotten out of hand, and people are begging Donald Trump to send in the National Guard. But despite all the crime and the violence that's going on in Prince George's County and Baltimore, Maryland Governor Wes Moore and Baltimore's Mayor Brandon Scott is refusing to work with Trump to stop the crime. For the past 2 weeks, Baltimore has been in the national spotlight because of a feud between Maryland Governor Wes Moore and President Donald Trump. The battle started over the governor saying Baltimore doesn't need crime-fighting support from the National Guard, which is currently underway in the nation's capital. Now, the National Guard has been deployed to D.C., and crime is down significantly, and most people can walk the streets without fear of violence. Now, I've been to Baltimore multiple times, either to hang out at the harbor, to go to a game. I've even driven out there multiple times a week to go to my doctor's appointments at Johns Hopkins. It's one of the worst cities I've seen, both aesthetically and criminally. I mean, that place is overrun with crime and drugs.
And like most people, it depends on where you go in Baltimore. I could take you to the Northern District, my old police district, and you'll see beautiful $1 million homes. I'm back. Well, depends on where you go. But continuing.
And mismanagement. I won't even go out there anymore to catch a Cubs-Orioles game because I'm afraid my car will get broken into or stolen. And if you're from Baltimore, don't come at me in the comments. You know how bad that city is. You could drive around that city and you can see how desolate it looks. I mean, people hanging out in the corner, addicts all over the street, sleeping in the street, selling drugs. Now, what distinguishes Baltimore from other crime-ridden cities is that when you go to these other cities, you have pockets of that city that's worse than others. But in Baltimore, most of the city looks desolate. Even the
This is spoken by a guy who doesn't live here. There are a lot of good places in Baltimore. Large part of the Northeast where Morgan State is. Parts of the Northern, large parts of the Northern. Downtown. So, when you visit the city, when you haven't been through the whole city, they're really speaking on very limited information.
That's considered good, except for the few blocks that span the inner harbor in downtown.
Trust me,
the city is simply not safe. Now, if you remember a month ago, this is where a mass fentanyl overdose event took place where 25 people had to be rushed to the hospital. This is where one...
No. North and Tennessee is straight HUD. Which city doesn't have a straight HUD?
A month ago, a boy casually shot up a convenience store because the owner tried to stop him from stealing a cupcake. Grown black adults in the entertainment district vandalizing ice cream shops for no apparent reason. Even Baltimore's infrastructure is falling apart, like that video from June about the conditions of the brand new Inner Harbor high-rise where the ceiling was literally crumbling. And this
That's what happens when you get cheap immigrant work.
This more infrastructure thing isn't anything new. I literally mentioned this in my first published book in 2021. Now, Westmore and Brandon Scott is neglecting that city and the people in it. And now they're trying to stop Trump from coming in and trying to make the city safe. You know, last week, Fox 45 Baltimore did a report on the insane amount of crime that took place in Baltimore in the 17 days that the National Guard has been in DC. And I had to look at it twice because I could not believe those numbers. Together, we have broken the back of violent crime. And the last time the homicide rate was this low in Baltimore City, I was not born yet. But in the 17 days since the National Guard has been on the ground in Washington, Baltimore has seen more than 2,500 crimes, twice as many as DC. There have been 6 homicides, 9 rapes, 426 assaults, 271 aggravated assaults, 252 auto thefts, 155 burglaries, and 439 acts of vandalism, all of it in the past 17 days. In fact, Baltimore's 790 acts of violent crime in that time period is 9 times greater than the amount of violent crime committed in Washington. In that same report, they called out Westmore for his neglect. He's got a national platform right now, and he's wasting it on just hot air. On talk radio, callers were aiming their outrage at the governor. You are the governor of Maryland. Everything that you said while campaigning means nothing because you have done nothing to improve the wonderful state of Maryland. So to put in sum, y'all, it's Baltimore's time. Their comments come after the governor last week rejected potential help from the National Guard and suggested crime is under control. The residents are complaining and they want Trump. Because the National Guard isn't here yet. When they come here, you'll see the numbers go down. Terrence Slaughter is an ex-Marine. Mike Anderson is an ex-con. It's just saying like 1 year at the other, same thing. It's the same thing over and over again. Daryl Berman is a retired city police officer and president of the Retired Police Benevolent Association. Berman and others believe the Guard could be the city's last great hope for an immediate turnaround. Oh yeah, definitely stop the crime because when people see these guys out, they go another way. They go another way. It's a deterrent. And like I said in my last video about Chicago, the Democratic Party does not want safe cities. Safe cities mean that the community can thrive. It doesn't have to live in fear. It doesn't have to depend on the Democratic Party for these social programs, welfare, Section 8, and all this other stuff that they use to get votes, right? They have to pander to liberals, pander to criminals, to get votes and to stay in the power. And they leave the residents, the citizens, to suffer the consequences of all these violence. And then they still promise, like, hey, we're going to get rid of violence. We're going to put money in your pockets and all this stuff. Just vote for us. All this whole thing is just rules. They need to keep you as poor and as fearful as possible to maintain that dependency on them. And naturally, when you have all these black people committing these crimes and getting killed and getting hurt, you don't hear from any of these so-called civil rights groups.
But here's the fact of the matter. When people were voting to defund the police and all that other good jazz, look what it got you. It got you 20 plus people high off of fentanyl in North and Pensy. They got you what? 1,200 people, 1,200 officers under in DC and Baltimore and other cities. The 3 largest police departments is number 1, New York, number 2, LA, number 3, Chicago, and they're under. You want people to make miracles when you haven't been a parent to your kids and keeping them fucking wild ass kids under control. But I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Continuing.
That's supposed to be advocating for black people and black excellence.
What's your opinion about these group violence interrupters and some of this other, diversion activists that you heard, I've heard who's out here in the streets?
Or you talking about like the safe streets and the no shoe zone and with the Black Lives Matter and all that? right? Yeah, where the f- is they at? What they ain't no.
That's a so-called hood dude saying the same shit I've said for years. Safe Streets is a joke. It's a bunch of felons taking a bunch of government money. Black Lives Matter or Black Lesbians Matter, who move into neighborhoods that are only 2% black. It's a joke.
They're doing anything. If Black Lives Matter, there wouldn't be so many homeless people or hungry people out here. They walking around chatting like they just throwing a party to me.
You feel like it's just a political movement, or do you feel like they actually care about people like you to get out of these sorts of conditions?
I mean, to me, they just chasing a non-profit grant. They ain't seeing not a soul out here.
But listen, Baltimore does have a bright light, and that's this man, the new state's attorney, Ivan Bates. Now, I've been hearing people talk about him, people that's fed up with the crime. You know, they're saying that he is the only one at City Hall that's really addressing the crime problem because he's real big on cracking down on repeat offenders. Now, listen to what he has to say about how many violent repeat offenders that the last state's attorney sent home compared to what he's doing. With all the cases in terms of the state's attorney's office and working with the U.S. attorney's office, they only sent in those 2 years 1,038 of those individuals to prison. Repeat violent offenders, they were sending them back home. And with my tenure, we've sent over 2,000, almost 2,200 people, repeat violent offenders, the first 2 years to prison. These were individuals who were repeat violent offenders. These are individuals who were shooting, the killings. They were.
And by the way, who was the last state's attorney before Ivan Bates got in office? Anybody want to guess? Anybody want to guess who was the prior state's attorney before Ivan Bates?
Sometimes the victims of that.
The same person I warned you about years ago?
As well. Now we're about 2,500 repeat violent offenders. But what does that mean? We figured there are about 5,000 to 6,000 repeat violent offenders causing a crime. If we've taken out half of them and sent them to jail, then of course they're no longer the victims or the shooters. So you're going to naturally see the great decrease in the violent crime, in the murder numbers, because they're not there to shoot or to be killed. People leave Baltimore City and don't want to come into Baltimore City because of quality of life. We need to focus on that.
Yep, Marilyn Mosby.
This man's efforts, things are so bad in Baltimore.
Remember when I told you Marilyn Mosby didn't do a damn thing when it came to the crime and people laughed at me? Called me Negro Damas.
More that it's not enough. It's not enough to solve the now crime problem where people are getting hurt, people are getting killed, and people are still living in fear. This is a daily reminder to thank God today. This is my plea to President Trump to please send the National Guard to all Democrat-led cities, especially the place I grew up in, Baltimore. You know, in the so-called black community, because I don't consider them black, I just consider them to be, but in certain segments of that society, they actually are proud that the city has a high homicide rate. Like, for example, you know, the YNs there called Baltimore Bodymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bodies as in dead bodies. And yeah, Bodymore, they're proud of that. Or Chicago, Chirac. You know what I'm saying? Like, we actually have nicknames for these urban centers, which are full of black people. And they give them nicknames because they're proud of how many black people die there every year. Yo, that's a shame. Send the National Guard. Maryland's under a microscope right now. Westmore, Brandon Scott, Baltimore, everybody's under a microscope right now because the world is starting to see all the crime that's actually happening in these cities, in these states, and how Trump is trying to do something to keep people safe. Look, say what you want about him, you know, trying to be a dictator and all this stuff. You know, if you're the one out there that's getting hurt, that's getting shot, whose families are getting robbed and killed and carjacked, you know, you'll have a different tune, right? Because this is stuff that goes on every day, all throughout the day in D.C. and Baltimore and Chicago. You know, this stuff is real, right? This violence that's going on is real. And something has to be done because these leaders, these governors, aren't doing anything about it. They're tying the police's hands. They're refusing to enforce law. They're letting folks go in some of these cities that's committing all these crimes. And something has to be done because the bloodshed is real. Well, you guys tell me what you think in the comments. If you're from Baltimore, if you're from Maryland, go ahead and comment.
This is the same stuff I've been talking about. And I said, a lot of these people are jokes. Brandon Scott and Bless Moore are jokes. These people walking around in these political demonstrations aren't doing a goddamn thing for your city. But like a great sheep, you like to be led. Why? Why? What video was that? Here's another news video from Fox 45 in Baltimore.
Coverage begins with Mackenzie Falls and a closer look at the governor and the mayor's messages. Mackenzie.
Yeah, Kai. So we know that this crime walk comes as Governor Wes Moore did invite President Donald Trump to come to Baltimore to see what is happening on the streets for himself. But despite the proposal from the president to offer the National Guard, now we are seeing the state offer a surge of local and state law enforcement instead. Governor Wes Moore, Mayor Brandon Scott, along with dozens of other leaders and community violence interrupters, that's how we got gathered in Park Heights, taking selfies.
We're all we got. We're all we need.
Before heading off to walk a few blocks through the neighborhood. While our cameras were not allowed to join, from above, Fox 45's drone capturing the scene as the large group walked the route. The walk comes as the war of words between President Donald Trump and Governor Moore has unfolded for weeks about the use of the National Guard in Baltimore to curb crime. While the city has seen dramatic drops in homicides and non-fatal shootings, the Park Heights community specifically had 3 of the 7 homicides in August. Governor Moore maintains the National Guard is not the answer in Maryland.
We know what works, and I know what doesn't. We do not need troops on our streets.
Now, state police troopers and officers from the Maryland Transportation Authority will have more of a presence in high-risk areas.
We are watching a new day.
The change comes as President Trump doubles down on Baltimore's crime, saying he has an obligation to keep people safe.
We're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country. And that includes Baltimore, people in Baltimore, the people in all of the places we talk about. They want to see us there.
But Moore says these new law enforcement resources have nothing to do with the president threatening the National Guard.
Nothing we are doing is inspired by the president. The president does not inspire us.
An idea some in Baltimore welcome, though.
Right now, I welcome him.
I believe that
DC has shown that the crime rates dropped significantly in a very short period of time. Since the president announced the federal surge in Washington, D.C., through August 30th, the district saw 127 violent crimes. Baltimore had 501. Overall, Charm City saw about 73% more crimes than D.C. in the same time period.
We are willing to do the work to make that happen and not to do something that is purely theatrical and politically motivated and serving as a distraction to the fact that your economic policies are not working.
How do you argue that violent crime has dropped in D.C. 42% since the federal surge has been in the district, with the National Guard there, and law enforcement experts will say that having an additional law enforcement presence there does deter crime?
I would say having additional federal supports does matter. And I think both myself and the mayor have been very clear. We want more federal supports, but we want federal supports that actually work. That takes a level of seriousness that we're not getting from the White House.
Governor Moore says the members of the Guard are not the ones making arrests in D.C., and he does want federal law enforcement like ATF and FBI agents. But the Guard's presence on the streets, according to Betsy Smith with the National Police Association, would help deter crime.
We all have eyes, and we all have logic, and we can see that bringing in additional law enforcement as well as the National Guard to provide the visibility that they did has had an impact on the District of Columbia.
While the leaders in Maryland defend Baltimore, pour in more law enforcement, and continue to push back on Trump, the White House maintains Maryland Democrats ignore the fact that Baltimore is the fourth most dangerous city in America. Now, the governor has made it clear that his administration is taking an all of the above approach to tackling public safety. But at this point, it's also clear that accepting the National Guard from the president is not included in that approach. Live in the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
Well, these are the elected officials. They said, and this guy's calling them out for do a photo op. I mean, it's disgusting, man. You don't want to bring education to the forefront of black boys, who's the number one demographic of your crime. You don't want to bring college prep back. You don't want to bring trades back. You don't want to push your boys into fire, police, and the military. But I'm going to try to see if I can find it real quick, babe. I'm just disgusted by this shit. I really am. Okay. The Trump's physician one? I'm kind of disgusted by it because you got a president who's willing to help you with your crime problem. You've done nothing. You literally, in your watch, have seen Babylon fall. It's really disgusting. Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. Okay, get ready for this one, folks. This is going to be entertaining. Put your listening hats on.
Walk down.
To give you context, Mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott, is walking with the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore, and this is what some of the citizenry has to say to them.
We done lost people in the Park Heights. 5-year-old was shot in the hand. So this is about photo op, right? This is about photo op, right? This is about photo op. You gonna ask the president to walk the street with you. Look what you got walking with you. Y'all won't walk the street like this by yourself. But look what you got walking with you.
Don't touch me. Look at that. Hold on. The two little girls walking Park Heights. Little girls walking Park Heights down. This photo op. Photo op. Look at 5-year-old girl got shot in the head. But y'all didn't come up in there. But now this is photo op because Trump said something. So now y'all want to come up here. Because Trump done said something. Trump done made you move now. Trump done made you move now. Yeah, they want to come up here. They cheated on the murder numbers in the city of Baltimore as well. They cheating on the crimes, everything in the city of Baltimore. This ain't nothing but a photo op. They don't care nothing about nobody in no Park Heights. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, you can't talk to me. I'm talking. I'm big. I'm on my job. Don't worry about it. The little girls walking the Park Heights. That's what they doing. That's what they doing. They won't come down here. They won't come down here when people get shot. They don't come down here when children get shot. They don't come down here when women get shot. They come down here when Donald Trump says something. They not a photo op. Yeah, they don't come down here. What's up on me for? I ain't wrong. I ain't wrong. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. Photo op. Photo op. Look at all this orange.
Is he wrong? No, he's not wrong. And salute to this brother telling the goddamn truth. Salute to him.
Sorry, how you doing? Yeah, fake news. Yeah, you didn't want to say straight. Children up here getting shot in the head. Wow. Children getting up here shot in the head.
Wow.
Children lose their fathers.
By the way, this is the same administration that framed good cops just to fire them or make them resign, but they let a bunch of the criminals still work in the police departments. Shame of the devil, tell the truth. You let people who commit crimes still work. You let people who lied on testimonies in court still have a job. Shout out to this brother.
Yeah, so that's what it's about, so they got their State Street going on, but children out here getting shot. Children out here getting shot. All that stuff is happening. Children out here getting shot. So I'm saying, why y'all went out here then? Why? You don't have a phone number. Y'all don't have a phone number. Y'all don't have a website or nothing.
Wow.
Plain old truck.
Wow. Did you hear that? You don't even have a phone number or a website, Safe Streets. How many times, man, did I say Safe Streets is the phoniest fucking shit ever?
Say Safe Street. What you calling it? I'm going out. Bring your light to it. Bring your light to darkness. Bring your light to darkness. Bring your light to darkness. Ain't no chaos. Bring your light to darkness. Yeah. Oh, this is good. Appreciate it. They try to keep on blocking me so I wouldn't get over to the governor. They gatekeepers. Ain't no complaining. It's shining the light. Shine the light. What y'all done? What have y'all done? What have y'all done? What have y'all done? Maybe we can take some. What have y'all done? That you want to do? You ain't sacrificing nothing, man. They got people out here dying. No girl got shot in the head. Don't do that, man. Get up off of me, man. No, get off of me, man. Get up off of me. Don't block me. Don't block me. Thank you, sir. How you doing? How you doing, sir? How you doing, sir? Good. Man, just get out of my face, man. Me, man. No, get off of me, man. Get off of me. Don't block me. Don't block me. Thank you, sir. How you doing? How you doing, sir? How you doing, sir? Good. Man, just get out of my face, man. Good. How you doing, sir? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, sir. I'm gonna let him talk to the government.
For those of you who can't see this video, which once I get finished cooking, I'm going to go on my computer and show it. They literally put a drone up there, a guy, to block him saying, "How you doing, sir?" They keep him from speaking to the governor and the mayor. This is what happens when you tell the truth. What's the old saying? You either die the hero or live long enough to be the villain.
Yeah, they're just trying to be blockers. But, block me. You only stand your gun, brother. You only stand your gun. You let them do what they want to do to you out City Hall. You only stand your gun. What's up? Say what? About her? About her? And also, we're going to hold on, let them come in first. All elected officials over here. Yeah, photo op. And this guy right here is a blocker. But if you touch me, bro, you touch me. You touch me. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Bunch of photo op shit. You're doing nothing to protect the people. A 5-year-old girl was shot right here in the community. Shot in the hand. You. Back up on me, man. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Y'all got it. Y'all see it, right? Y'all see it, right? Y'all see it, right? Y'all see it, right? Ain't do what I came to do. Ain't blocking me. What's my name? Yeah, I mean, I'm out here fighting for our children. I'm out here fighting for our women. They let a man go loose last week and killed a 19-year-old girl because of the law. If you get an illegal help, hang him into ISIS. They let the guy go. 19-year-old girl was killed.
Do you live in Parkland?
I live in Baltimore.
What made you decide to?
Because I do it all the time. I fight for our city. I fight for our people in our city. I bring light to the darkness that's happening in our city of Baltimore. This stuff is not fair to our people.
What message are you trying to send to the mayor and the governor?
I'm not sending a message. I'm just pulling the cover off of them. Pulling the cover off of them. And that's what I do.
Can we get your name?
Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. The only way I go. This guy here. If he say, Kenny, why don't you just leave, man? Give us some room. I do that. I do that for you. That's the kind of respect I give you. But man, you brother somebody. 5-year-old girl got shot in the head. He didn't get up here till Trump said something. And this guy is the gatekeeper. And soon when Trump says something, here they go. Oh, we gotta go. You was up Buck Heights last week on your platform talking about Trump and what Trump did. But you didn't get no condolences to the family that was shot up here, the children that was shot. So now we want to do a photo op. Now we want to do some stuff like that. But what about the life of our people? What about the life of our children? Come on. What do we want? We all we got. So you need more. You need more. But you don't need no Westmore.
You said you need more, but you don't need any Westmore.
I'm sure you don't want to talk about sir. I'd be happy to interview you.
I'm not up here for that. I'm up here to just.
What happened in America when you get the question your elected officials? As long as you do it in a non-violent, non-confrontational way. Why are they blocking them? Bay said he was being interviewed by the news crew, but this video never made the news because they only did it to provide cover for Moore and Scott. Of course. Of course, it's disgusting. You have all right to call these bastards out.
Community, correct?
My community is the city of Baltimore.
That's the excitement.
You want me? What's up, Doc? It's more than that. It's just bull crap. You know what I mean? A 5-year-old kid was shot. You can bring the camera on you want to. A 5-year-old was shot in the head. Here we don't know anything. This little girl off the hand. Can she go to school? Can she write? You know, her father was killed during this mass shooting. Yeah. And so he had 3 children. You know, and so when he comes up here in the Pimlico and get to talking about keep your mouth, keep the name of the city out of my mouth, but look at the people. He didn't say, I send my condolences to those who were shot during the. You go ahead.
Name, I'm sorry.
Michael Jackson.
What's your first name?
Mike.
Okay. And then so you live in Baltimore.
I live in Baltimore.
What were you shouting at the
I was just shouting that they are fake. This is photo op. It's not real. Anytime a child gets shot in the head and the mayor didn't come up, the governor didn't come up, the guy who was killed during this mass shooting had children. They didn't send no condolences to the family or nothing, but they stand up on the Buck Heights and stand up in the Pimlico and say, keep Baltimore name out your mouth, but keep these children in your mouth. Give your condolences to the family. You know, I'm just say something like that. Nothing. But Donald Trump said.
I gotta ask the audience, do you hear the pain in his voice? You hear the pain in his voice that you gotta see this shit every day? Every minute of every day? Imagine living in the city of Baltimore and then you're going out for nearly 2 decades to protect it. And the only thing they give you really back is their ass to kiss. Ask me how I know.
Something about Baltimore, then that's when all that kicks off. He talking about Trump walk with me in Baltimore. He don't even walk in Baltimore. This is first time since he's been governor walking in the city of Baltimore like this. And what he do, look all of that. He won't walk by himself. He won't walk with sense of few people. And how you ask the president to walk somewhere when you're not walking? You're welcome. Kenny Ebron. Penny is your name, Tori. Appreciate you. You want me to put your name in there? How do you spell your last name, Penny? Like LeBron, but it's Ebron. E-B-R. Yes, that is right. Yeah, so, yeah, y'all, so I'm here, I'm doing this, and we got some gatekeepers and some blockers and things like that because people don't want the truth to really actually get out, but I'm willing to do the truth out. They try to put me out. They try to put me out. Yeah, I'm not worried about TV.
Disgusting. There's the link. Anybody want to come to the panel? Disgusting. 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 If we got a second, babe, come up. It's this reminds me years ago. Little 3-year-old Mackenzie Elliott was shot on her porch. I wasn't a primary officer. Hold on.
Okay.
I wasn't a primary officer. I was the backup officer taking over because the shift changed. 3-year-old playing on her goddamn porch because of two idiots fighting over a female and she bought them a shirt. The community failed the children. The elected officials failed the community. The mayor failed the community. The governor failed the state. It's disgusting. And motherfuckers will come to me and to my program saying, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was in the thick of it. Okay? I've been in the thick of it. I wore a uniform for God and country since 1999. Only thing I switched was from green to blue.
How infuriating.
That man talked about a little girl being shot in the hand. Basically some fucking crossfire. The Park Heights area is in northwest Baltimore.
Okay.
You have a lot of major crime. Well, there's crime everywhere, but then again, I'm a natural citizen here, so I'm a little desensitized. You get mad because Trump says something. But yet, what have you done? What have you done? You're a joke. You're a joke, and everybody has the right to call you a joke.
Which begs the question, as sister once asked, cui bono? Who benefits from the current status quo?
Let me ask you this question. Baltimore has been Democratic since Nancy Pelosi's father in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people, because you got to think, it's 70% black. Why do
Mm-hmm.
you keep voting for a party that has nothing but your destruction of your family?
Well, what do Republicans have for the black community? What have they ever offered? And there's a
Here's
reason
the
I'm
part.
asking that question.
Here's the part.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even get to hear them because they're drowned out. At least you would have a difference of political ideology. When your state's attorney, your city
Mm-hmm.
council, your mayor, your sheriff, all your elected officials in the city are Democrat, what the fuck is going to change? 60 fucking years. 60 fucking years.
Mm. I can understand your frustration, Charles. I really do. Although I cannot relate completely.
I'm only 43. 60 fucking years. My parents were children. What have you done differently? You blocked this guy from asking legitimate questions for this fucking bullshit. Photo up. Go walk. Of course, you're going to have the police clean up the area for your little walk around. You didn't even
It's
let the Fox
PR.
45 fucking Vic cameras walk with you during the walk around. Because the guy was so close to the mayor and the governor, they purposely had that man muted when the walk was going. 60 fucking years. And you expect shit to change?
What was Maryland like before that? I'm just asking because I want to know.
Maryland has always been a moneymaker state.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been a moneymaker state.
All right.
We had a $5.5 billion budget. We had a surplus of $5.5 billion. We have a deficit of $7 billion now.
Who has the power to order for that state to be audited? Who has the power to have the state treasuries be audited?
The president, the IRS. They can do it.
Who's head of the IRS right now?
Why I said that if Charles asked what would be the one question you would ask Westmore, I said, like, yo, can you survive a forensic audit by the IRS? Because a lot of these states, they cannot. They cannot. This is why you got Patrick.
Yeah, but here's the thing, babe.
Why you
babe, hold on a second.
I'm talking.
Excuse me, babe.
This is why you
I'm
got,
sorry. Okay.
Right. Thought she thinking that she got away. She ain't got away. She got court cases coming up. These people, matter of fact, they're now looking into California's funds as far as their water funds and everything, and what went down, what's going on with the Palisades. They're about to start running an audit on them. And I'm telling you, if they find one penny out of place, which they will, somebody gonna have to answer for that. Go ahead, Namer.
My question is, how far back would they go with the audit? I've dealt with auditors myself.
They can go back as far as 10 years.
Put it to you
Not
this way.
20? I mean, for how long has the state of Maryland been in a deficit budget wise?
Since Westmore got in fucking office. I just
Shit.
told you we had $5.5 billion surplus. That
Okay,
means, you know what that means?
since he's been in office, okay, that part I did not hear. My apologies.
Basically, that means,
Hmm.
despite all the budget money that's allotted to the state of Maryland by the
Hmm.
states, despite all the money that's given to Maryland by the federal government, without it, we still had a $5.5 billion surplus. What's up, baby? Yeah, what's up? What's your take on this shit?
Afternoon.
What's up?
Afternoon.
Sorry I couldn't do it last time. I was tired of shit.
Man, listen, man. It's political bullshit, political theater. Westmore wants to run. I don't think he's going to make it out of the primary. Brandon Scott made Baltimore a sanctuary city.
Yeah.
You look at what happened with that little girl out there in Bowie. The little 19-year-old girl ended up getting killed by the damn illegal. You know, black people voted for this shit. Yeah, I'm sick. I'm sick of it on both sides, and I'm gonna get to the Republicans in 1 second. But Democrats voted for this shit. All of you black people who can't fathom the idea of voting for anything that ain't Democrat, you only have two criteria for who you want to vote for: are they black and are they Democrat? That's all the average black person cares about. You don't care about shit else. You know the crime and shit is a problem in this fucking city, but you don't want Trump to get any fucking credit for it. I remember the Freddie Gray shit. When they sent the National Guard in, everybody went in the fucking house. It was peaceful. It was quiet.
I guess who solved it? It was
Oh yeah, the white Republican,
yeah,
Larry Hogan,
Larry
who
Hogan.
by the way also made it possible for you to have a concealed carry license in the state of Maryland. White Republican did that. Not your and what did Westmore do when he got in office? First thing he did is try to get rid of that shit.
And he couldn't because it was against the
And if it wasn't for some gun rights group, some fucking where, he would have got rid of it.
Yeah, and once they said it was unconstitutional, can't do it.
So that little girl, that little 19-year-old girl who was probably tricking, who got killed by that illegal, her blood is on all of y'all hands. All you black Democrats who you swear by the Democrats. Some of us said this was going to be happening with these illegals.
By the way, they 8 p.m. What did I say 4 years ago? Arm yourselves, right? Remember when I said that shit?
Mm-hmm. What I show you? What I show you in the text message?
Yep. Well, did I
You've been saying that for like what, 6 years now? Not 4, 6.
When Biden got into office, I said, "You motherfuckers better arm yourselves. It's gonna get horrific."
Yeah.
Was I right?
My only issue with Republicans, I've been saying this for years, is Republicans are fucking cowards.
Yep.
Because you bitch and complain about these cities. Every fucking election cycle is the same thing. You bitch about the Democrat-run cities. You bitch about crime. But yet, the same fucking cities you Republicans bitch about, you never see Republicans there. You concede these fucking cities to the Democrats. Never failed. And then every now and then you'll get the so-called tough on crime Republican, right? Yeah, I'm going to get tough on crime. But tough on crime is only pertaining to Tyrone and Raheem on the corner. Nobody ever wants to talk about these businesses, with these foreign people and these small businesses
Drug
who
trafficking.
sell their chicken wings through the front door and sell their drugs out the fucking back door.
And not only that, human trafficking.
All kinds of shit, dude. Human trap. I mean, come on, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like some of my earliest memories I can remember being in these Asian stores and see the homie walk in and the Asian man shoo all of us kids over to the side, and the big homie puts a bag up there on the counter and the Asian guy hands him another bag. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this shit goes on in every fucking city and everybody plays dumb and act like they don't fucking know about it.
But yet, they expect a guy to put on a uniform, a badge, and a gun to make miracles happen when you make laws to fucking handcuff me and not the criminal.
Yeah.
I just want to put it out there. They've done a better job handcuffing the police in the last 10 years than the criminal. And Freddie Gray was 10 years ago.
And I'm even going to point fingers at Trump, because Trump and the rest of these so-called conservative motherfuckers who bitch about this and bitch about that, y'all let Black Lives Matter get away with this shit?
Yeah, they didn't get audited.
So nobody's going to do anything about Black Lives Matter, huh? Black Lives Matter is going to do, they just going to get away with it. We know the Democrats ain't going to do shit.
They're going to steal the fucking money. They're going to be this disgusting group of people.
And while everybody complains and point fucking fingers, we're the ones sitting in the fucking middle of this shit. We got to deal with it.
Well, you know what it was last back when Black Lives Matter hit, everybody, it was, you know, racial insensitivity. So he let BLM rock, because remember, he let them tear down all them statues, them Confederate statues. He didn't do nothing. He didn't prosecute nobody. But it was 2020 when he was coming out of office. That's when the stuff really got crazy. That's when people started getting killed left and right and everything. You know, with the lootings and everything. And it's like when Biden came in, it was pretty much, here, let's turn America over to the blacks and the Hispanics, not just in the streets, but also politically, to destroy the country. I mean, we have no idea how, love or hate Trump, if he wasn't president right now, we would be in a recession. Shit would be looking like Mad Max from Maine to San Diego.
And here's the fucked up part, right? There's a lot of good officers who lost their jobs because of the consent decree. Not because they did something wrong, it's because, oh, you went a little too hard, you got to leave. We thought you did something wrong. We will lie on you just to put something on your record because we don't like a person like you around. Either resign or you'll be forced to be fired. But you're 1,200 officers down, like DC.
It's a get what you pay for world, man. You know, when you want to play politics with every fucking thing, then it is what it is.
You know what I see? As I look at this whole picture, that's been going on the past 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. It really does come down to the Democrats are a criminal organization pretending to be a political party. Because there's no way in hell you're fighting for. I can understand you want to keep the 9-to-5 illegals or whatnot, the ones that's law abiding, keeping their head down, but you're fighting to defend criminals. You're going to El Salvador for an MS-13 gang member. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You don't want crime to be solved in blue cities. As much as they want to talk about red states, yeah, but show me the red cities. You were running a criminal organization when they took out um USAID, when he dismantled the Department of Education, when he started cutting funding to all of these NGOs. You see Brandon Johnson, begging for him and Pritzker begging for the federal funds to get Chicago out of the deficit. Well, why are you in the deficit? And who do you owe the money to? You understand? Who's paying you? And Tiffany Hendrick kind of alluded to some shit. When they took her credit card away from her in Thornton Township, they limited her down to $1,000 a month. And she whispered into a hot mic, "Y'all playing with my life right now." Well, why is that? Who's threatening your life? Because remember, she had a high security detail, damn near 24/7. Why? You ain't scared of Felicia on the other side of town that called you a bitch? You ain't scared of her. You the mayor. So why do you have this 4, 5, 6 person round the clock security detail? What the hell is really going on? Where are you getting all of these luxury items for bingo night in Thornton Township? You got refrigerators that normally cost between $700 and $1,100. Big 70-inch screen TVs. Where's all of these items coming from? You're not paying for them from the Thornton Township budget. So where are they coming from? Remember that they showed them robbing them train cars?
Oh yeah,
in Chicago. Y'all remember that? Probably
yeah,
not.
I remember.
They were robbing cargoes in California, if I remember as well.
Yeah,
A few other states.
that stuff. But it's organized crime. That's what she was afraid of. She was afraid she was going to get got. Now that she's out of office without a security detail, she's trying to lay low. But chick, you going to court, you got to answer for all that stuff. When you look at Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass and all these other California politicians, mainly Hispanic, sitting up here fighting to keep the illegals, the criminal illegals in the country. I mean, trust me, them people out in California know that remember when they had the riot, they know what was up with that shop. They know that was a cartel front. Who do you think was responding with all the rocks and bottles and shit and burning of cars and waving flags? You think they don't know what the fuck is going on in their own neighborhood? Somebody said that. Somebody was talking about Chicago. Some woman. She said what I've been saying for months. These guys are on the take. They work for the cartel. They're on the take.
Well, people been saying Karen Bass has been bought by the cartels for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, people been saying that shit long time ago about Karen Bass.
You burn down the Palisades. You and the governor decide you want to make low-income housing in the Palisades. Who is going to live in that low-income housing in the Palisades? Which is usually drug havens.
Black people vote for this shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
You vote for it. You support it. Everybody's crying about that girl. Oh, that's so sad. And, you know, I'm so sick of black people being fucking stupid.
The prostitute?
Yeah. But yet and still, the very people, and again, this is Bowie, Maryland. What, 25 minutes away from DC, maybe? You're the very people that don't support Trump and the deportations. It's the stupidest fucking shit. It's stupid. No, I don't feel sorry for the look. I mean, what do you want me to say to that? I'm not going to be double, riding the fence like everybody else. Well, I don't like Trump, but that's messed up. What happened to that little girl too? No, motherfucker, take a side. Pick a fucking side for once. God damn.
I do not like black Democrats. I did a video last night and I just went the hell off. And I really exposed my true feelings. I hate black Democrats that follow white, lesbian, man-hating feminist ideology. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because that's what these niggas are doing. These white lesbian bitches, the type that took that little ball, the ball from that little boy, you listening to them. That's who leads the Democratic Party. Don't know, man. I understand the dude is the head of the Democratic Party, but no, that Democratic Party is ran by white chicks. White, feminist, man-hating white chicks, because no white woman that cares about her children would dare have them surgically castrated or chemically castrated, talking about you're trans. You understand? And they won't even
I
run after
totally
the
understand.
boy.
I totally get it. It's weird shit. And black Democrats follow right along with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's wrong with that? Well, if the kid has the parents' permission, well then that's their business. You really should mind your business about what other people do with their kids. I hate black people sometimes. Stupid, dumbass, mush mouth motherfuckers who think like that.
Welcome to the
And of
club.
course they're pushing it in schools.
Mm-hmm. I think Trump did something yesterday dealing with that. I know he brought prayer back in schools. I know that he's trying to force out all of that. Let's call it for what it is. All of that pedophile grooming material. He's trying to push all of that out. I actually had black people trying to challenge me on Ron DeSantis when they pulled all the books off the shelves in the schools because they wanted to go through all them books. He got all that pedophile shit up out of his school system. And black people were mad. Black people were trying to call him racist. I'm like, how, nigga? You want your son to learn how to suck dick in school? And the school not tell you that they teaching him this shit? The school got him walking around in a fucking mini skirt and some pumps? If your son
Black Democrats gladly take a back seat to the rainbow community.
gladly.
They gladly do it. And long as a few of them can get paid along the way, they don't give a motherfucker. All those black, I call them excuse my language, the congressional black cocksuckers. Every last one of them were all for that rainbow agenda. Every last one of them were for the illegals.
Every
You
last
never
one
see
of them are
black
against the National Guard coming in.
You never see black Democrats step out of line.
Nope.
I always ask people, show me the black Democrat version of Ron Paul. There is none. Just step and fetch your Negroes, whatever you say, Miss Pelosi. Whatever you say, Mr. Schumer. And stupid black people go right along with it. Yeah, man. It's nothing wrong with being what transgender, cisgender, she, him, hers, and all this. They just go right along with it. Black people dumb.
Painfully.
And you don't see any racism in anything unless it's a white man calling you the N-word. You don't see the racism that comes from the queer community. You don't see the racism from the Hispanics, the Arabs, the Indians, the Asians. And the problem with black people ultimately is we're still governed by the boomers. I mean, them niggas just ain't dying fast enough.
The Maxine Waters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Clawburns.
Didn't John
Maxine
Lewis
Waters actually is a silent generation. John Lewis died like a couple years ago.
Black
God.
people. Look at the other ethnic groups. You don't see motherfuckers in their 90s governing them. Outside of
Unless it's a
Trump, who's in his
dictatorship.
80s, their leadership is more. Look at the Republicans. Everybody bitch about the Republicans, like, you know, this ain't my father's Republican Party. Yeah, because times change. Black people, nah, we still stuck in 1965.
Trump reorganized and redirected the Republican Party. You can call it MAGA all you want to, but look at his cabinet. Look who's next in line to be the president. These are all people that are under the age of 50.
Thank you.
45 and younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Democrats, on the other hand, they're still wheeling out Jesse Jackson.
Well,
Still
Junior was
talking
already
about
convicted.
Al Sharpton still matters for some reason. It's still Maxine Waters. It's still Jim Clyburn. And when you look at the young, you look at some of the younger ones. You look at a Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries. They all bought and paid for. You know, somebody in AIPAC really likes Hakeem Jeffries. He's got a lot of money from AIPAC.
And he's ineffective as hell.
He doesn't say a fucking word about anything. You ever notice that?
Nothing worth. You ask that motherfucker, is the sky blue? He'll start talking about Trump. He won't even answer the question. He'll start talking about Trump.
You don't hear them say shit about anything.
Trump, January 6th, Trump. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up, bro. Not
The
you.
last black Democrat to get out of line was Cynthia McKinney.
And where's she at? She's on a milk carton.
They booted her ass quickly.
Damn.
It's the party. Look, people tend to forget that the Democratic Party is the Dixiecrat Party. That is those people in charge of the Democratic Party are the descendants of slave masters and overseers and Klansmen. That's why their leadership gets so old. So old. They be in politics forever because they're in control. You wonder why you can't get shit from them. Even Bernie Sanders. You ain't getting shit out of Bernie Sanders. What the fuck?
They told him if he opened his mouth, he could be cut off.
Now they're trying to go democratic socialist, which is just another way of saying communist. It's a stupid way of saying communist. Because if they can't have it their way, they want to burn it down.
Don't you mean they're trying to co-opt it?
You can't co-op what you already got.
No, the term itself. Democratic Socialist. Do any of them know what that actually means?
Well, if you're talking about black voters, fuck no, they don't know what it means. And they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care to know. I told you, black Democrat voters, they only worried about two things. Are you black and are you a Democrat?
And the third, are you kidding?
Remember Huey, the Boondocks, Huey, when they asked him about Obama, and he went, And then black folks would flip out.
Yeah.
Because he said,
I mean, what more could you say? You literally have two guys going in Northwest Baltimore, walking, but not one of them even mentioned the little girl Who got shot?
Walking with criminals. Former YNs that are now over the age of 45, 50. All them dudes in them red shirts.
Remember what I told you? Safe Streets was a Ponzi scheme for fucking ex-cons.
Yeah. That's what Charleston White, when he was on what's his name? Anton Daniels show. Because remember, he used to be one of them folks. He's an ex-con that opened up one of these little NGOs, but at the time he couldn't get no money.
Who's that?
So he's Charleston White.
Yeah.
He used to have an NGO. He couldn't get no money out of the state of California. So he started doing all this internet wild shit.
Yeah.
But he
Of course he couldn't, because he's black. The people pulling the strings in California are whites and Latinos.
Yeah.
Latinos have ran black people out of LA. Nobody likes to talk about it. So of course he didn't get any fucking money. Safe Streets, it's nothing but, like you said, them NGOs, it's nothing but federal money just thrown at somebody. It's like a PPP loan.
Yeah, it's a Ponzi scheme. It's a scheme like a motherfucker.
I remember years back when Sheila Dixon last ran for mayor. She was on the news and she said Safe Streets need to get shut the fuck down.
Yeah.
That's what Sheila Dixon said, by the way.
I noticed they kept her from being back in again.
Yeah.
Cities like Baltimore, it's a hustle, dude. It's a scam. These black Democrats, they want to cling on to power for dear life so they can just keep scamming.
Basically, it is. That's the reason why you don't have a Republican. You don't have any other part. You can't vote. When your only choices. This is so sad. When this is how fucking one-sided it is in Baltimore. If you're a Democrat and you win the primaries, you pretty much won the goddamn mayoral seat. That's how fucking locked and toed the Democratic Party in Baltimore is. But guess what? A guy like myself will be told, Charles, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I've literally been told by somebody, I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to crime in Baltimore. I said, you tell.
I mean, you was only a cop for what, 23 years?
Like about almost 2 decades.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know shit.
Don't know shit. And the sad part about it, you know how many of my fucking colleagues or former coworkers ask me to talk about this shit because they can't? You literally have a fucking Ponzi scheme of fucking ex-cons doing Safe Streets. Because I had to deal with them crooked motherfuckers on my posts. And usually wherever you see Safe Streets are the most violent places you can imagine.
Yeah, I was talking about that, how your girl, Mac Frost, she ran Shantae Jackson up out of Safe Streets. She made her quit. Well, they forced her to quit.
But yet, nobody ever talks about tutoring.
Tutoring?
Nobody
what do you mean, like kids?
Yes. All that fucking money they put into Safe Streets, not one person put it into tutoring their kids.
Well, that's what I was saying about Charleston White. He was saying the money come in, let's say they give you a $10 million check. $9.5 million go out the back door. 10 come in the front, 9.5 go out the back.
Tariq Nasheed talks about it all the time.
Yeah, everybody else, the rest of the money gets ate up in quote unquote administration fees.
Tariq Nasheed always talks about he don't get a dime from anybody for that fucking museum, but all these other fucking groups out here, they can get money out the state of California, federal government, for their little projects.
And that's the saddest part. When you got people like that.
What was this? What happened? Never mind.
I don't think. God damn it!
I can't wait. I was talking about this. Look, this whole Chicago National Guard situation. I thought that he was gonna hit them like maybe Labor Day weekend, but he didn't. But from what the people on the ground are reporting, is that there are Black Hawk helicopters flying over the city. There's ICE patrols in the city, and it looks like what they're doing, they're just running reconnaissance.
Yep.
And by the time that JD Pritzker is able to run to the courts and file a motion or anything like that, it'll be all over. It sounds like that the National Guard is going to come in, hit them real quick, and be in and out within 2 weeks.
I'm going to tell you, you literally, sorry about that, BGS. Trying to hit one of the wrong buttons to highlight your statement. I'm going to tell you, when you have cities like Chicago say we don't need the National Guard, but your Labor Day weekend you get 57 shot, 7 dead. What the fuck? You know?
No, that's a typical Chicago holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Like, why do people still live in this goddamn place? Like, welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. And I'm glad we mentioned this shit since we segued to Chicago. Shout out to AB Media, because he's the third or fourth, maybe fifth person to mention. Because once again, I don't know, my I guess you call expertise of being a cop and a soldier. ABM, Bay, Namer. Let's get ready for this one, what I'm about to say. You got YNs talking about they're going to fight back and shoot if the National Guard comes to their city.
Oh, that dude that bleeds marshmallow fluff. The dude that clearly is living on Mama's Section 8.
Is he out of his mind?
Dude, you ain't seen that? Y'all ain't seen that video?
The fact that you put that on the fact that he posted that online, now everybody's going to be gunning for him.
They said
he printed a retraction. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
They said they're going to shoot back at the National Guard. What is the National Guard, folks? The U.S. military.
The U.S. military, they're supposed to protect the state.
So, does the National Guards have the same weaponry as the full-time military?
Yeah.
Same type of training, right?
Correct.
Shout out to the doctor known as Thunder. Boom. You want to come up, Dr. Thunder? I'm going to put the link here for you and BGS if y'all like to come up. Always a pleasure. I want you to think
about the National Guard in Chicago, gang. Do not, I repeat, do not do it. We are a different fucking breed out here, nigga. We are not Los Angeles, nigga. We are not Washington, D.C., nigga. This is Chicago, nigga. Them niggas go fight back. I'm telling you, them niggas go fight back, gang. Whatever, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. Them young niggas got switches, gang. They not going for that shit, bro. I know a bunch of y'all finna say, oh, it's the National Guard. They can't do anything about it. They must go in Chicago. Nigga, do y'all know that it's more bad people than good people, bro? There are over 100,000 gangs in Chicago by the city by itself, gang.
Let me just put it to you how dumb this guy is. He's saying that the greatest military in the world, that our men and women couldn't go in Chicago and beat some gangbangers. By his own admission, he said there's over 100-something gangs in Chicago. That means you guys can't even defeat each other. So if you can't even defeat each other, how the hell are you going to defeat the United States military? Like, I swear there's just two rocks in bro's brain and they're just like moving back and forth up there. We're talking about trained soldiers, the greatest might the world has ever seen. But he pretty much admitted why they should go in there. Because if that city, if that place is overrun by that much evil, then the innocent should be saved. He's saying don't come in there because there's too much evil. I spit on you, you coward. You disrespect our country, you disrespect our military, you disrespect our veterans, and you side with criminals and say don't come there because there's a lot of them. Good will defeat evil, and no one should live under terror anymore. Over 100 gangs? If they were so strong, why isn't it one gang united? It's like they don't even use logic or think. You think your little pea shooter is gonna defeat a tank, homie? Just go make a rap video and shut the hell up and quit disrespecting our veterans.
I'm gonna explain to people, right? You couldn't defeat our police departments.
I said that. Like, you'll get.
I made a
Hold on,
video
tell
about the
that.
National Guard about Trump coming to Chicago, right?
Hold on. I was saying that. I was like, when I was in Ohio, I'm like, man, the freaking snipers will pop your ass and be standing outside of McDonald's waiting for them to open up to get them a hot pancake breakfast. Like, what is y'all talking about?
I'm gonna say this to a lot of brothers, man. Do you know how tough a Baltimore cop is? There are cops. There was a guy who was jumped by 3 gang members when there was a call into this project. Do you know what happened to that cop? I want you to give me a guess. What happened to that cop?
Hopefully he beat the brakes off their ass.
They
Being
said
senseless.
he did so much damage to them 3 motherfuckers. They wished that he shot him. You motherfuckers can't even fight a fist fight. You got switches. A fucking handgun that's made into a fucking machine gun that's inaccurate as a bitch versus a fucking saw.
Well, that's how you shoot 50 plus people and only 9 die.
I'll take my fucking rifle I got in my house now, and I'll bet you I'll see you one thing. I won't be scared of your switch. I'll put a fucking hole in it 100 yards away.
All right.
If you get up close, I'm gonna put a fucking knife in your ass with carbon steel that is so goddamn sharp it cuts the wind.
Peep this out.
Matter of fact, my
Go ahead.
Coca-Cola nightstick, it takes over 3,000 pounds of force per square inch to even break it. I will beat you like a Cherokee drum. See, the problem is that you got a lot of pussy-ass politicians who won't unleash the dogs of war. What type of mayor do you think Charles Faulkner Jr. would be? I would tell you, we would turn this shit back to the South. You spit on a cop, you get a broken jaw, and you get arrested. You pull a gun or knife on a cop, you sign your death warrant. There's no ands if buts about it. I would break you in half. The first 3 years of being a cop, it was Friday night fights.
It was so bad that the department and the street nigga said, "Don't fight this nigga." I don't. I will say this again. I'm an honorable man. I'm not a nice guy. There's females. One of the first female officers, because the first black officer was actually a female in Baltimore City. Mean. And she was a boxer. She beat motherfuckers down like a goddamn steak, like a tent spike. And you talking about going against the National Guard. A lot of y'all don't know this, but Maryland has a National Guard of Special Forces operatives. Go ahead, send them motherfuckers.
This video right here.
And by the way,
go ahead.
There's a good amount of these soldiers who were battle tested in the fucking sandbox. You really want that? I will.
If they got switches, Charles, they got switches.
We got. Guess what? Fuck your mistletoe when I got a tow missile.
So look. Oh, good. Yeah, that dude, he wound up taking down his original video because he got so much flack. So then he put this up.
Let me tell y'all how slow niggas is, bro, on this app. I made a video about the National Guard about Trump coming to Chicago, right? I said, well, Trump don't come to Chicago, which he is, no matter what. I mean, he's the president of the United States. I'm constantly telling people in the video, under no circumstances, bro, it's a lot of bad people in Chicago that's gonna fight back against the National Guard. I'm not saying that the fact that Trump isn't gonna do his job or whatnot. I'm saying that the fact that there's going to be people in the city that are going to at least try to fight back the National Guard. Now, I'm not saying that the National Guard can't take them out, because obviously they got that power too. Some dumbass nigga talking about, oh, it's a threat, why isn't this guy locked up? Nigga, I never threatened the president. What are you talking about? Do y'all not understand that this is the National Guard, bro? This is like, bro, he's about to go to war with the whole city. People are going to fight back regardless, bro, whether y'all like it or not, bro. Now, is it a high chance they gonna lose? Of course they gonna lose, 100%, bro. You're dealing with the National Guard, bro. But coming to the city of Chicago is only going to make things worse, bro. Regardless of what y'all talking about.
That's why I hate Democrat niggas. These low IQ, mama Section 8, dumb, fucking, unkept, piss poor, pissy mattress sleeping ass Democrat niggas. Go ahead, Charles. Tell us what he did.
It's called keep that same goddamn energy, nigga. I wish upon a goddamn star. I know that I have a small channel, but I'm gonna make this wish again. Oh, please, Mr. Trump. Please, President Trump, federalize black line security. Oh, I beg of you. If you ever want to put a smile on an old cop, an old veteran's face, federalize us. I'll take these young boys. I'll take these veteran men and women. We'll put a foot up crime's ass. This is the type of cop I was. They put me in one of their most dangerous fucking areas in the fucking district, and by myself during Christmas time, which usually has a high amount of robberies and shootings. I brought down the crime 75% by my goddamn self. Imagine what I could do with 100 people. Please, Mr. Trump, federalize Black Line Security LLC. I beg of you. There's guys that are on this channel who are former veterans, former paramedics, or current soldiers who will gladly join this crusade of bringing civility back to the American public. Is that unreasonable for a man to want to protect his community? Is that not noble? Please. and know it.
You got to talk to DHS or ICE. Matter of fact, you should probably send a letter or something to Christy Noel. That's her department. See if she's see if she's looking to deputize people who own security companies. Because it looks like they're taking all the help they can get.
You know what, Bay? I'm going to deputize you on behalf of Black Line Security to find out the information for me. Once you give it to me, I'll put it in my official letterhead.
You want me to give you Christy Noem's contact information?
Please. Get it going. Get it up. Let's get this shit started. You know, what they say is black men don't do shit, black men don't protect. What the fuck did we just do, Bay?
Oh, sorry. We
literally said we just literally said put on a fire.
Oh, here we go. Hold on. I'm about to give it to you.
Text it to me, please. Ask that dummy if he knows the following.
Oh, wow.
Morning.
Yeah.
Morning operation. Right. OP order. Administrative frag order. Combat operations. Rear.
Where do you want it? In the back chat or the front chat?
Put it in if you got it, put it
Or would you rather I just emailed it to you?
Email it or text it. That'll be great.
I'll email. Matter of fact, can I text? Yeah, I can text. Where's my phone?
Because that's a great idea.
Because all that contact info popped up. I got
you. You're right. You're right, most fat. If you're not breaking the law, there's no need to shoot back. And if you do shoot, because if you notice, they don't really want to carry their weapons. But if you shoot at the National Guard and give them a reason to look at, what the fuck are you going to do against a 50 cal?
Motherfuckers think John Wick is for real.
Here's what I'm gonna say on the flip side. Here's what I would say on the flip side. If provoked, they will retaliate. How much collateral damage could be inflicted? What you don't want is casualties. It's not going to look good on the news, PR wise.
You know who wound up being casualties? All them fucking white lesbian bitches out there with their protest signs and all, and the Hispanic women all out there with they goddamn protest signs. Those will be your casualties because the average motherfucker ain't gonna be out there all in ISIS way, all in the National Guard's way. They too busy going to work.
I'm going to tell you. There's a reason why the M16 and the M4 and those variant of weapons were picked. Because they were picked for their accuracy. When you can literally go, there was a reason why in the early Iraq war, they were investigating why the Marine Corps would get so many goddamn headshots. Because of them ACOG fucking scopes. So you're telling me they're getting numerous headshots. No snipers. Regular grunts. I dare you. I wish upon a motherfucking star to see. And see, this is the funniest thing about Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you know Chicago and all these other violent cities, y'all run up on people when they're not looking with masks. What happens when you're dealing with grown-ass, well-trained men who's not running? They're coming in your face. You ever notice they don't get it? They don't get it gunshot. They don't get it gunfights. They wait till you turn your back or when you're not looking.
You get that? Charles.
Yeah, let me. Yep, got it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Got to be $5,000 plus gratuity.
Like get this. I'm gonna bring big sheet on the suit that take us. Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Am I wrong for asking the question though?
Yes.
Question. What's the question?
I asked about, what about if they start having casualties?
Well, who are the casualties? I answered your question. You didn't hear me answer your question? Or you want
You're
Charles to
not wrong
answer your
for
question?
that. You're not wrong from asking, but the casualties won't
This
be
is
on the
urban
women.
combat we're talking about here, yo. I'm not trying to be a Debbie fucking downer here. I'm just saying the last thing you guys want is a number. Bay. I'm just saying, from a PR standpoint, as well as also from a, in response, if shit does go south,
It's
you're gonna
hard to
have a
talk.
lot of people trapped in the crossfires. If it does go in worst case scenario, what, we can't have worst case scenario hypothesis now?
Yeah, go ahead. But who's going to get, first and foremost, like I said, the only people that might get caught up in a crossfire with that is going to be some white fucking liberal or some dumb coon who ain't got a job out there with a protest sign and they phone talking shit, who probably deserve to get shot in the fucking mouth. Go sit your bitch ass down. But the reality is, ain't nobody gonna do nothing because the only people that those gangs target are the vulnerable and the weak. They mainly go after women and children or old people. They don't. They ain't no look. You fuck what that little dust bunny nigga said. Ain't nobody gonna pull no goddamn gun out, especially no switch on the National Guardsmen. Brothers are dumb, but they ain't stupid.
You put out a switch on a National Guardsman doing their presidential order. You just put open season on niggas in Chicago.
They don't want that type of heat. They too cowardly for that.
They couldn't take the heat from their own. They couldn't take the heat from their own police department, man.
All right.
Do you know how many fucking veterans? How many fucking
Live in Chicago, I would not be surprised.
When they get finished with Chicago, that will be the most peaceful fucking place on earth. If they shoot or pull a gun on a National Guardsman.
You would have the entire city on lockdown, curfews, stop and frisk, people having to show their ID, random checkpoints.
That's just the police. Okay? Will bend that motherfucking city to their will. They really think, see, there's an old saying in the military we have, don't sell death to a death dealer. These motherfuckers have been under the tyranny of crime for so long that they really think these gangsters are something. Who do they face? It's people, even when they shot against other people, they caught them when they weren't looking. They wear their guards down.
Blindside.
They're not. These are not brave men and women.
No, they're not.
I'm daring a motherfucker to do this shit. So this is different. We got switches. They got this. They got that. You really think this place where we specialize in violence, we're gonna be afraid of a bunch of fucking hoppers?
That's not what I said.
Not saying you said that.
Gesundheit. All right.
It's like I'm just looking at that shit and I'm just laughing. I'm literally laughing.
All right.
Get the bitches. Get the fuck out of here. We got switches. We run out of bullets in like 3 seconds. What? You ran out of bullets in 3 seconds? Wait a minute. Yeah, that guy got a 50 cal machine gun. My switch can stop him.
What are you thinking, fool? But my thing is like it's like you get innocent bystanders, civilians get caught in the crossfire because you don't know what time shit goes south. So, but we know. But I get your point.
Oh yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid thinking about a bunch of stupid Negroes who don't know any better. They don't know any better. I mean, I'm wondering why. This makes you think. Obama's from Chicago.
He's from Chicago. Snowman's from Chicago. Bay's from Chicago.
Why have Obama trying to curb that shit? He was president.
Who was the governor of Illinois at that time and the mayor of Chicago at that time during Obama's presidency? I'm gonna look that up. Just a minute. Just looking that up.
What you doing, Cosby? Ladies the gentleman, my bodyguard, Convict.
I'm sitting up here
Oh,
talking
for a
about
minute, I thought.
you
Oh, I
know,
thought a minute you
why
said
Trump,
Cosby.
oh
But
no, you know why Trump hired Janine Pirro, right?
What?
She's her whole shtick. They're about to start once they get these illegals out,
mhm.
they're gonna start going after these Democratic leaders because I'm seeing how hold on a second. I'm getting feedback. I'm watching how he was doing it. I'm watching how we doing it. You destroy the money, then you destroy the media apparatus. Okay. Then you get rid of the foot soldiers, which would be the illegals and the YNs that like to do all of those raids, those smash and grabs and everything. You
Mhm.
get rid of them, you lock them up, you get rid of the illegals. Basically, you're getting rid of the capos and the foot soldiers because you see, you got judges and whatnot, administrators, they're getting arrested, they're going to jail. And the messed up part about it is that they're doing it to themselves.
Mhm.
They're doing it to themselves. They're the ones getting caught up by trying to help illegals escape courthouses and all of this stuff. Once you start putting all them cases on these people, once you start knocking them off and getting rid of the foot soldiers, putting cases on them, that's when you go after the dons. It's like I said, the Democrat Party is a criminal organization. It is currently a criminal narco organization. There's no bones about
All
it.
right.
Remember that guy that shot and killed that politician, the woman shot and killed her and her husband
Yeah.
out
That
there in
was in
Minnesota?
yeah, that was a white guy, wasn't it? White
Yeah,
supremacist?
yeah. No, it wasn't no white supremacist, just a white guy. But he worked
Wasn't
for
he
Tim
impersonating a
Walz.
cop when he did that?
What?
Didn't he impersonate a cop
Yeah,
when he
he was
did that?
impersonating a police officer. But he worked for Tim Walz. He had shot two other politicians earlier that night. That's why the police did uh, a check on her. They were doing a check really on a lot of people because, and then of course, this guy when he got caught, because he wasn't supposed to get taken alive, but whether he was taken alive or got out of the country, which is what his original plan was, where he's supposed to, delete himself or get out of the country. But he was too much of a coward to delete himself. So, of course, they caught him in the woods, curled up in the fetal position. He had given up. Remember, he wrote a letter to Cash Patel. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. And what did he say in the letter? Tim Walz gave him a hit list.
Mm.
Tim Walz gave him a hit list, and he was 4 people deep before he got into a shootout with the cops.
Mm.
He wrote a letter to Cash Patel, and I have been asking myself, how come they haven't even brought Tim Walz in for questioning? But the one thing that the federal government does, they do not rush to judgment. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
You do not have a high conviction rate by simply being a knee-jerk police organization. They take their time. They walk down the hill and they fuck all the cows. And with the way the money is, blockchain, you can easily trace the money through blockchain because a lot of people pay digital now. Not that they would have a hard time tracing cash. They've been tracing cash ever since what Al Capone days or whatnot. Earlier than that, but trust me, they can trace the cash. They definitely can trace the digital transfer. But at the same time, they also, because of the NSA, because this is what Eric Snowden warned people about, like, dude, everything you say and do on your cell phone, even if it's a burner phone that you're going to quickly throw away, is all stored on a database. The information has to pass through not a motherboard, well, yeah, but a server. It has to pass through a server in order for it to connect with the receiving party. All of that shit is stored. All they got to do is just go in and find it, pull it up. Your sales purchases, all of that shit. That you can't make a move in an Orwellian society and think you getting away clean. Everything is stored. CCTV footage, Walmart cashier, fucking digital transfers, facial recognition software. All they got to do is just compile all the information and then get a few key people to flip. And they got you. Am I lying?
Nope.
That's what I think Janine Pirro, I think that's what her job is there in DC, is to start, like, once they are ready to start going after those Democrats in Congress, that's her job. And that chick is a bull shark. She a bull shark. She don't play. You know, that chick's a former judge, ain't she? Yeah, she's a former judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, she don't
By
play.
the way, yeah. By the way, Charles, the question I asked you earlier: who was the governor during Obama's presidency? Let's see. First, it was Rod Blagojevich until he was, removed out of disgrace and replaced by a Bruce Rauner, who was a Democrat.
So,
Pat Quinn. Pat Quinn. He was in office between January of 09 until January of 2015. He was succeeded by Bruce Rauner, who is a Republican, who was governor from January 2015 until January 2019, who was succeeded by the current governor of Illinois. That's J.B. Pritzker, Democrat. As far as mayors go, it was Richard Delaney for a long time. He was mayor of Chicago between 89 and 2011. So he was replaced by Rahm Emanuel, who was replaced by Lori Lightfoot. And now it's Brandon Johnson now.
wow.
All Democrats.
All city goes to hell. Why don't you look at it? All that city went to hell. Tell me what you're proud about. The crime. That's all crime. And to the point where you got people proud of this shit. I want everybody to think about this. You got idiots talking about we can fight back on equal terms against the government. No training, no nothing, no nothing at all. Trust me, ABM, if you heard that shit, you'd probably be laughing your ass off.
You see how mad they got when Trump destroyed that the army, the military destroyed that drug vote. You see how mad the Democrats got over that?
Yeah.
He cut into their money. He's killing their money. You know, they're still paying off the debts that Kamala Harris raised during her presidential campaign. $20 million in debt. They still haven't paid all that off. Jasmine Crockett running around here talking about some she's a fundraiser. Like, what? You a fundraiser like Dr. Umar's a fundraiser? Like, what money are you bringing in where y'all still, here it is damn near almost a whole year later, and y'all still ain't paid off the 20 million from November. You got Lindy Lee. She totally switched parties because, like, the donors, Kamala gave her bad numbers with Kamala's people, gave her bad numbers. She went to the donors, the billionaire donors or whatnot. They gave her money thinking that they would have a president in their hip pocket, only to come to find out that the numbers, just like they are with the crime stats, were fake. They were fudged. Remember how they were saying she was going to win Iowa? And she did, like, bitch, how? Like that's nothing but a red. That's a red state, red city, red town, red gas station. Like, how would you win in Iowa? Who told you that lie? That party is about to be, they're about to be, I would say come 2027, 28, this next presidential campaign, they're pretty much going to be on par with the Green Party. Especially with Trump going out and JD Vance going in. And it'll be quite interesting to see what will be JD Vance's talking points, because by the time 2027 roll around, all of this illegals and crime in the streets and everything, I kind of get the feeling that that's going to be like the way of the dodo. You know what I'm saying? It won't even be that important anymore because the mission will be pretty much complete.
And
What y'all think?
not too far off. Because a lot of times people just think they want the ass of it. No, the animal that's just starving to get to you will take a hit off jalopy second. And I really don't have any mercy for them. I really don't have any mercy for them. You're right, All Star G. Plus, on top of that, Harris bankrupted the Democratic Party. They have nobody who they can literally have faith in right now.
Yeah, they really thought that USAID would continue to help line their pockets. And then, of course, they barred congressmen from being able to trade stocks on the stock market because Nancy Pelosi and them were, literally doing insider trading. USAID is being shut down and investigated because they've been taking, not only have they been stealing American citizens' money out of their bank accounts, they've been nickel and diming them because you don't need the 3-digit security code. If you put your credit card in and donate it to USAID, I mean, not USAID, but to ActBlue, they don't need that 3-digit security card to continue withdrawing money out of your account. And apparently they've been taking a lot of money from foreign entities. ActBlue has. This is how Jasmine Crockett made her money and was able to buy those houses and shit. This is where that $9 million came from. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And let's say you're one of the others. And because it's all, you're not hopefully. He doesn't have any armaments on him. Just like the guys who get shot up here. 3 guys who get shot and it turns into a mass casualty incident.
Where's the money coming from? Where are you gonna get the money from?
Yeah.
That's the real question. Where are you gonna get the money to pay the bills? You can barely keep the lights on. Brandon Johnson sitting up here trying to take out. You know that he literally tried to. Y'all gonna laugh at this. Y'all know he literally tried to take out a payday loan for $800 million to cover the debts of Chicago. I mean, from like a literal payday loan shop in a strip mall. But he couldn't get the money because Chicago's credit rating is in the toilet.
Trying to hit the lights with the toilet flushes.
You know what? All I can say, All-Star G, is your best bet is this is what. Look, I watch Forbes. I get it straight from the horse's mouth. Like, I don't watch news programs unless they're like doing an interview or talking about a crime story. But I would rather watch the local news do the story than say a CNN or Fox. Like, I'll watch the local news story first, and then I'll watch like one of the big stations to see what the hell, what is the talking point, because they'll do the national talking point, whereas the local stations will do the local talking points. You get the boots on the ground, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, you got money to work.
Yeah, but I'll normally watch Forbes or the White House, because I want to hear what they say, because we all know CBS, MSNBC, CNN, whatnot, they'll chop it up. I mean, for years they had us thinking that Trump said that white supremacists were very fine people, but that's not what he said. He condemned them. He condemned them and Antifa, and said that there were very nice people on both sides, and then these assholes on both sides came in and started a fight. He condemned both sides that started the fight. But here we were thinking he called white supremacists very fine people. That's CNN for you, baby.
I'm just waiting to see which sense gonna make it. I'm just like, no, he should not send National Guard to protect the protected American city that he's under oath to protect. Bad orange man. Bad. What's up, Supreme?
Any politician in office that does not want to protect their citizens, especially their local denizen, from crime is a traitor.
Straight up and
It should
down.
be treated as such.
I have no qualms against that. I think we need to push it out there more.
You're sitting up here trying to call the president, oh, he's breaking the Constitution. Yeah, but you're doing that at the expense of us. We're the ones that are taking the bullets and the beatings and the muggings and the robberies and the carjackings, while you sitting up here trying to play political football with the fucking president because, Trump bad, because he's destroying your party brick by brick by brick. So that means we have to suffer the fallout, as the daily 9 to 5ers. Yeah. You're playing games with our fucking lives because this is what your marching orders are telling you what to do. That's literally what's happening.
And these are governors and mayors, all this power, all this authority. Not one person saying, "Where's the money?" Where's the support? Like, there's nothing over here, pal. There's nothing to see.
What is the point? What was the point of putting the metal gates up around the Capitol building?
So,
What is the purpose of lining up all those salt trucks? Like, seriously, what are you really trying to do? Please tell me that Brandon Johnson, please tell me you are not stupid enough to call yourself trying to impede federal officers from doing their job. Matter of fact, I hope that's what you're doing. Please let that be what you're doing. You deserve to go to jail.
you are not above the Constitution nor the law.
He's a dumb motherfucker. He let them white folks got him by his fucking short and curlies. Oh,
And it's always black people who got to be the biggest Democrat of them all. Like, these motherfuckers are using you because you're so fucking stupid and ignorant. So what hope do we have? What hope do we have, America?
you got to start locking up. You got to start locking up the dons. You got to start locking up the dons. And the best way to do that is just follow the money. I mean, you can get them on misappropriation of funds just on their states and cities alone.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I mean, and that, of course, will lead you into their personal bank accounts because you're just following the money, and then you all of a sudden is well, look what's going where, and look what's coming in here. Where's this coming from? Where is this money going to? Oh, oh, you be in that FBI interrogation room, and they walk in with a thick ass folder and start showing you papers. So, what is this bank account for? Some shit you thought you had hidden through a shell company.
Motherfuckers walking in there playing Three's Company. Come and knock at my door.
Sitting up there going in your head like, damn, they found it. So that secretary, Phyllis? Yes, Phyllis Gardner. Yes, your mother's friend, her bridge player. Yeah, the one you put in charge. Yeah, we had a nice little conversation with her. You show her. She probably ain't even flipped. You just show her walking by with a blanket on her shoulders with a cup of coffee. Just pause her by the window to look in and then keep going. Like, yeah, she gave us a lot of information. You want to start, explaining things? Do you want to tell your side of the story, or should we just go with hers? Because hers is very interesting.
And the next thing you know, this motherfucker tell you the last time he peed in the bed. Gotcha, bitch. Like, you should have done this. I'm a citizen. You can't treat me like this. Yes, we can.
Because you're a citizen with a capital C.
Yeah, we can. Gotta love it. Oh my God! He's bad. This man is so bad. He is so bad. He's gonna make us all pay. I mean, I keep believing these fucking jackasses, man. These people are gonna send you to the highway to hell. Shoot. Any last words before we get out of here?
I just want to say, as usual, y'all ain't shit, never will be, or never have been shit. And God bless y'all for it.
Never claimed to be. ABM. Okay, Bay. Any last words?
Love, peace, and hair grease.
I smoke weed every day. You know, go look for this. Stop believing these politicians, man. Go look for yourselves. Ask the citizens of these places. Do they feel safe? Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.